Welcome to the stream. In this stream, we're going to be using this simulator, which is actually a free flight simulator. I would recommend checking it out. I just heard about it recently, and we're giving it a try. And I'm going to try something interesting, because I love flight. I mean, who doesn't love the power of flight? And this is a big year because apparently there's a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So this is a game I remember. I haven't played it in years. I don't think I ever had it, but I definitely thought it was pretty cool, which is the Flight Simulator. And the last time there was one that came out was Flight Simulator 2006. So I mean, I got down different YouTube rabbit holes. One that came up was, well, I don't know how I landed on it, but flight simulation, and you can even see Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's funny. Let's see if I could just turn down. Let's pause this for a second. I may need to reload it. But Flight Simulator 2020. So they haven't released the Flight Simulator since 2006. Now, what flight simulator software do pilots use? Flight Sim, X-Plane, Flight Gear are all very useful tools. Do airlines use? Because it's pretty much the whole control, right? What simulation software do airlines use? Do you use P3D or custom? What about aircraft? Computer games. Most of the computer games are professional software. The only difference between licensed terminating customizations put on top and usually full motion systems and a complete cockpit mock-up. If every training simulator company reinvented the wheel, they'd never be profitable. So much development goes into flight modeling, physics, etc. Flight sim software sold to regular people increases the user base of the software, which helps shake out the bugs and fund improvements a lot faster than if it were only companies using the software. Folks, DOP sounds, of course, the hardware for full motion flight sim. It's very expensive. If these companies are being studied, it's more likely a modified commercially available. So what is that? Look at this. Why is it still loading? Why are you still loading? Why can't I select the text? Oh, it's going full screen. Okay. Come on, computer. What's going on? Do I have too many things open? What's going on? Alright. Okay, there we go. So, commercially, because what I wanted to do was select and search. $5,000 for these. Oh, this is for the training. This is for like a computer setup, which almost looks like it's like an old monitor, but they have the pedals. Used eBay. They have a panel, the speakers, the monitor. Oh, the useful things, I guess, if you're trying to make it realistic, would be, I guess, this box. If you could program it, that box, because then this could be a laptop or could be anything, and then it's just peripherals. It's a computer and peripherals. Redbird Horizon monitor expansion kit. Look at that. 1695. Aircraft, spruce, and specialty. So yeah, so this is the accessible flight simulator. So if you're online, you can just go to it right now, and you could use any of these planes. We're using the 737 700 right now. So I guess some people will do X-Plane. So the big flight simulators is Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane, I don't know which one's better. This is just, oh, so, right, commercially available is what we want to find out. Is there such a thing? Oh, we were just looking at the product. So some people, $59,000 for the Boeing B737 simulator. There you go. FAA approved training of, oh, they got a PDF. The General Aviation Commercial Division provides for evaluation and approval ATDs as a basic advanced training device. BATD, AATD is permitted under 14 CFR. Blah blah blah. FAA proposal of training devices for their use. So what are they? So AeroSim, the Aviator 100. That's a good name. The Ray-Ban. Their brandings. It's mostly sunglasses. And this backpack. That's a badass looking backpack. Buy Aviator 100 backpack. AeroSim. Does AeroSim? Aerospace technology. AeroSim simulation. Family of companies, products, and services. So do they have... What is this? Oh, you can't click on products and services? What? Simulation-based pilot Mason. Pilot... They don't have like a cool... Oh, okay, they do these systems. Actually, that's a lot of money. I wouldn't be surprised if that's over 100 grand. But at the end of the day, it's a laptop with a lot of monitors, and then the physical, like it's the physical thing. Like you could do it for a free simulator. So I don't know how much this is. I'm sure it's a lot. They don't even have the prices. You know it's a lot when they don't even have the prices. So what else? But there's a few of them. So this is search. So what's... We're definitely not going to find anything there. This is long enough that maybe we'll find something. Aero Simulator announces low cost. So what's low cost in the FAA flight simulator world? No. Oh, they're not saying. This is 2006. First low cost helicopter flight training device. 27 hours, 35 hours of credit to train for an instrument rating, and 20 hours of credit against... Like, it's funny seeing these numbers. These numbers in, like, video game, like, if there's somebody that's really committed to a video game, I mean, you could put in 27 hours, like, in no time. Like, you could have hundreds of hours. Standard features of the device includes the largest visual at this level of simulation on the market. Turbine startup. I guess some people say turbine. Garmin 530 GPS and the Okra. How much is a Garmin 530 GPS? The Garmin 530 $299. $299. That's funny because all that shit's on your... I mean, I guess it's better. I was about to say on your phone. That may be a big no. So I don't know. LSIM, so how many? Look at all these simulators. Jesus Christ. So I'm sure they're in Whirlybird. Whirlybird. They made a simulator for specifically a helicopter bell. Whirlybird. I think that's the best name of them all. The Whirlybird. The Whirlybirdie. The Whirlybirdie helicopter simulator. Designed and built to deliver a standout helicopter flight simulation experience that feels as close to the real thing as possible. The Whirlybird. The Whirlybird. The Whirly-Dirly helicopter simulator stands out as the premier choice for flight school, law enforcement agencies, medevac operators, offshore operators, government. Oh, they ain't fucking around. I'm sorry, there's cursing in this show. Pricing. Whirlybird. I love the name of the Whirlybird. If you've had experience with the Whirlybird helicopter simulator or any of these simulators mentioned, I guess I could pop these links on there. I didn't even know I was going to these links. This is all This is improv. This is online improv. So I want to see that backpack. I want to embrace the kind of rabbit hole Wikipedia. And I haven't used Wikipedia yet, but just going from Flight Simulator. That's what I originally wanted to do. We're 5 tabs deep. It's like Inception. We're 5 levels deep. Just looking. So we have the free Flight Simulator, and what I want to get started is I want to start a flight from Miami to Orlando. So, oh man, it got rid of it. So in this free flight simulator, let me just refresh it to make sure that everything's going to be functional. Let's start. Let's head up on the way. I'll make sure that the engine sounds are real low. They're real loud in my headset, so they should be comfortable for me, and then they should be comfortable for you. But that's pretty loud, I'm sure. I could just see it on the levels. All right, so here's this free flight simulator. I just have the free account. I haven't even tried. I mean, it's pretty amazing what they have available for free. So if you want to go use it, and because what you buy is the HD imagery, which is cool. And I'm actually gonna. That gives me a chance to take a note on here. I wanted to test out, because this is a new laptop, so testing out some of the frame rates and things like that. And okay, so we're running at like 48 frames right now. Now I wonder if I close all these other tabs, so I gain frames. 51. Do I have anything else open? No. Okay. Throttled. I wonder how you unthrottle that. I don't know. I don't. This is not a tech show. This is like a. This is light entertainment. I don't know how, because it was running. I have a second monitor attached to USB. Now, what's interesting about this laptop is, I mean, this may happen on a variety of laptops, but if things aren't running as fast, especially graphically, as you like, something I saw is, now why is this set to power saving? I mean, it's working. So there's 2 GPUs in this laptop, and I think a lot of the newer laptops may have this, where it's going to use the power saving GPU is the Intel, and that's the integrated graphics card, but then there's a dedicated graphics card, and that's the high performance. So if it's not working, you open up graphic settings, and then you choose the app that you want to use. It'll also, because for some reason it uses the integrated, I'll open the snipping tool, the integrated graphics card to run the monitor. So you want to actually see what's being used. Intel HD, but the flight simulator should be using processes. GPU 0, GPU 1. So the setting is for this to use the high performance. Save. Whoa. Did it just change? No, it's still the same. So, I mean, that's about what we were getting before. I don't know if maybe it's the streaming. I'm not sure. So what's funny in this game is that you get an instant multiplayer games. So we see there's this guy Foo, and Foo, I believe, is just like the random name. Like, I may be seen as Foo if you're in there. I don't know if you're on a web browser and you're looking for something to do. You could try out geofs.com. Maybe you're even scared of planes, scared of flights. So you could do like all the best parts of flying without all the worst parts of flying, without actually going anywhere though. That's the one best part of flying, and you're in control of the plane, for better or for worse. Oh look, somebody's food just flew, but didn't fly. And when a plane's rolling on the ground, are they driving or flying? I guess they're driving, right? You're driving the plane. I don't know, maybe there's a proper name for that. So so it gives you a lot of cool options. You get this nav map, and it uses the OpenStreetMap And then what you could do is you could create a flight path, and then adhere to that flight path or not, you know, whatever you choose. So I'm gonna draw up a flight path to Orlando. Should be a relatively. We'll see how long it takes. So we'll start a timer. We'll see how long it takes to Orlando. We'll see if I can hit the landing, so to speak. Alright, so let's zoom out. So we're gonna go straight out, and then we're gonna we're gonna take a straight line. We're gonna do a nice sharp turn. We're gonna hug the coast, and then we're gonna come in just south of Orlando. And the reason we're gonna come down here is because Orlando's runways are north and south. So we're gonna line up, and we'll land on the second runway. Cause it's a 737, it probably doesn't need the bigger runway, and it's not that much bigger, so that should do just fine. So I don't know if there's aircraft professionals. You can comment and say if this path would never. Why did I get rid of it? If this path would never happen. And of course, when you're flying a real plane, I know you have like a whole big checklist. Oh no, I can't. I have to keep that where it is because we're just going to go in a straight line. But that's fine. So that's our general path, and I should be able to do it as long as I don't close this window. So you want to set then your controls. So I have it set to keyboard. If you have it set to mouse, you're going to try to go up to autopilot, because I'm going to be honest, I'm going to run a lot of this flight on autopilot and do other things in the background and have this just go, and this will be the flight channel. So if you want to if you find the sound of the jet engine soothing, then this will be a good channel for you. That's going to be a lot of it. And then the CGI views. So we're running this game keyboard. So we're using the keyboard controls, because the mouse. So let's say I take off, and you have to pull the mouse down to be able to bring the plane up, and wherever your mouse is on the screen, relative to the center of the screen, your plane's gonna pitch and yaw and roll in that direction. So if you're trying to click on the autopilot, you have to go all the way to the top of the screen, and there's no shortcut for it. I haven't found. If you know where it is, just leave it in the comments. Because I see there's bank left, bank right, pitch up, pitch down, shear left, shear right, brakes, parking brake, increase throttle, decrease throttle, page up, page down, elevator trim up, elevator trim down, elevator trim neutral, engine switch on and off. Oh look, so we can turn it off. Nice. Gear toggle, lower flaps, raise flaps. So we're going to raise the flaps. And the only reason I'm doing this is because in any time I've taken a flight, the flaps are usually down. I don't know how much they're down. I don't know if they're all the way down. But for the sake of this video, we're going to put them all the way down. And I don't know if we'll see if that makes a difference, because this is the first video like this. But if I do any subsequent videos, we can compare it with flaps down. So those are the controls. And then we're going to simulation, detect crashes. So if I crash, the plane will stop working, or something will happen. Open left screen, extend left screen. Oh, so you can add a multi-screen. What does the other screen become? Oh, you can't see it. Right now it's just a white screen, so you're not missing anything. Open right screen. It's just a white screen, so I don't know. So then we have multiplayer, and all these letters that you see out here, these are different players. You can see this plane, he's just hanging out off the runway here, no big deal. These people are flying out here, and they have their own generated call signs. And I'm sure once you get an account, I'm sure you could set that up. But I'm pretty sure my call sign would be something like foo, because I've seen too many foos, and it almost feels like the game is setting that name. And the environment, and the graphics. So we're gonna crank it up. So we were at quality level 1. We're gonna crank it up quality level 6, whatever. So at quality level 1, how many frames? We're at 80 frames. At quality level 6. Oh, so it sped up a little bit, so that's not bad. Environment, don't set it manually, and close. Okay, so oh look, here we go. Here's a foo. This dude's just creeping. It's a ghost plane. There's no pilot in there. See, at least mine, you can't tell if there's a pilot or not. But in Foo, dun dun. Oh man, Foo disappeared. Foo is gone. Alright, so let's power on the engines. You can kind of hear it in the background, okay? And let's make sure that we're turned. So when I turn the arrow, and I mean, I guess we can make this more realistic. We can put it in the cockpit. And just give it a second. And I mean, they do a pretty good job. Planes look good. I mean, for a free game that you can just load up in your browser, not bad. Look at that. Look at the detail. That's pretty high quality. So it did a pretty good job on this plane. It's pretty high quality. So let's crank up the engines. Let's straighten her out. And I guess, do I have the flaps? And the way we're gonna check, I guess the flaps, yeah, the flaps are all the way. So we're veering a little bit here. Let's see if we can. I know there's a whole V1, but you know, this is the coronavirus time. We're trying to we're trying to go. We didn't go through any checklists, so it makes it pretty easy to take off. We don't even know how much fuel, all the real life considerations we haven't had to take. So thank your pilots out there. If you've ever gone safely in a plane to anywhere, consider yourself a lucky human being. Like, that's an incredible thing. Look at this. We're in a metal tube. I mean, that's what it is. The simulation of a metal tube. So this game does pretty cool. The night visuals are whoa. Don't pull down. Pull up. So let's check our nav. So, and on the nav you can see the other whoa. So let's turn on the autopilot. And the autopilot kind of set you to maintain that certain level. So let's get up to 7,000 feet. Let's get up there kind of quickly. We're going to set the vertical speed 2,000. We're going to up our speed. Let's see if we can hit 300. And let's get us, because we're going to start this turn. We might as well start it. We see this turn that we've set up for ourselves here. I mean, we can move it. I don't know why it's right there. I feel like, okay, there we go. Yeah, we shouldn't be. So we can hit it back on 90. I mean, we got to make this turn anyway, so we can. Kind of soften this curve a little bit. And I mean, we've given name.com a lot of, so what we're going to do is we can actually get rid of the ad over on the side. I'm sure you can get rid of it by opening an account, but we've given them enough screen time. So we'll open this up for people to see. And so you see we're following our little made up flight path here. And let's see, so we can see outside. So the way they do it, it looks like they're doing some kind of color correction or something. I don't know what they're doing or where they're pulling this information. Maybe it is of a nighttime photograph, but it almost looks like they just color corrected it, and whatever the lights were, they just like upped the contrast and changed it, which is fine, because I mean, it gives you the effect of it being lights on wherever there's land, and wherever there's water, it's dark, and then giving it a glow. So I mean, it's not a bad cheat for a free video game, and that may be the nighttime visual imagery. So I may just be wrong, but I can see if you didn't have nighttime visual imagery, imagery, because I mean, you can look at the world at nighttime in Google Earth, but unless you turn it on, you're seeing still the daytime imagery. So you're almost doing a day for night effect on it, and then you just don't see anything. And really at night, and I mean when you're flying, that kind of gives you the effect, especially when you're far away. Like that's almost what a plane looks like, when you're looking out of a plane at night, from far away. Obviously, you're not seeing any of the life. So let's read some of our dials here. So it looks like we're at 6,400 feet. And you can see that matches right here. I don't know if you can see the 6,400. So we're trying to get it to 7,000. So we're going to change our direction here. We're going to start this curve. I think we're already past it. Oh no, we're right on schedule actually. Let's see if we can up our speed a little more. I think we're already at full throttle. Where's our throttle? There's one of these gauges that's the throttle gauge. So I actually learned how to read these meters, dials. Our gear is up, right? Oh, and we have our flaps out. Look at that. So our flaps should be up. Where's our speed? We have our direction. So we're on autopilot. We have this whole thing moving. Before takeoff, look at this. Recall, okay, flight control, okay, flaps, green light. Flaps, green light. Stab trim units. Cockpit door locked. Yeah, that's important. Takeoff brief reviewed. We didn't do any of those things. We just hit the throttle. We just hit the throttle and hope for the best. All right. So that's not bad. We're just doing that. So, where are we now? And we're using the nav. I mean, which isn't bad. I mean, I can cut this turn short here. I can, and then just realign. That's what's cool about the flight path. I can just keep it along this line, and then pretty soon just hit it to 0. And I'm assuming we're at the altitude, so we're at the 7. So let's get her up to 15. See if we can get her up to 400, and let's hit 0. What schools you have? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So let's check the outside of the plane and see if we have everything. So our follow cam, yep, our flaps are up, our gear is up. So we're flying to Orlando. Oh, and here we have all the gauges. So what I haven't seen is this gauge, which shows your throttle. And we're at between 80 to 100. So we may have a little more throttle. Let's see if we can get her up to 500. What's interesting is the 737, it rarely gets to 100. Now this may not be throttle. It's just what I've equated to throttle. So again, this is not flight training. You're watching me training myself. But we have the airspeed, and this one fortunately says it. Let's make these a little bigger. Boom. and then we have the, your I guess your pitch meter. Again, making up the name. Then here you have your altitude, and this one took me a minute to figure out, where you have the hundreds of feet, thousands of feet, tens of thousands of feet. So it's like a logarithmic meter, because you have three powers of 10. 10 to the 2, 10 to the 3, 10 to the 4. So you see the 10 to the 2 is moving, so we're going up, 100 feet every time it hits a number. And then every time this moves, we're going up another 1,000. So we're just about to clear 10,000 feet. So boom, right now we just cleared 10,000 feet. And then this shows us our vertical speed, I guess is the bet, which is right over here. So if we want to set our vertical, so see how that's 1358? So it'll keep it in that range. Now let's say I just want it to be 1,000. We can have it be a nice smooth ascent. See, now that's right around the 1. So that's keeping us as best it can. And what I like about this game is you see the wobble of the wings, and it's decently realistic. Like on the A380, the wings wobble a lot more. The 737, there's a minimal amount of wobble. Well, that's cool. You can see that island over there. And what's a great option, so if you want to do real-time flying, you can have it set the environment manually and just turn that off, and then it'll just be the real time. So I mean, it's dark because it's dark right now. So if I left this on and we did like an overnight flight, you would see it in real time. So we are on the way. Now the whole flight, it's true. I mean, why the most dangerous parts of a flight is your takeoff and landing, because I mean, in the simulator, that is the hardest part, and you're landing more than your takeoff. So we'll adjust our heading a little bit because we're going to Orlando, so we're just staying out over the water until we make our approach towards Orlando. So we're at 4, so I have it set at 500, but it's not really hitting 500, and I mean, it's doing the throttle the best that it can. We're trying to get up to 15,000. So and we're rising at about 1,000, I guess, feet per minute is the vertical speed. So if I want to double that and I want to get up there real quick, boom, look at that. See, that was a little jerky though. Everybody in the plane just, I mean, copy bots have broken. I mean, I'm sure we do the replay of that. So you don't want to do that. You want to do it nice and smooth, especially on a passenger. I mean, so we just jump, and now we can see our vertical speed. We're gonna hit that 15,000 a lot faster. We're not trying to get too high because it's a short flight. I don't know what altitude you would get at. Now, a way that we could find out is, will this thing keep flying if I go to another tab? Well, I can go find out in another window, and I'll be able to monitor it. Okay, that's great. So there you go. You're able to get, and let's jump. We can jump back in the cockpit. Camera, cockpit view, close, and oh, whoa. So something that is wonky. Oh man, whoa. And I mean, it's for a good reason. Is if you move around your camera, you can still always see. Why isn't it letting me do the other thing? So when you go to another reset, okay, so if you reset the camera, will that do it? No, see, now it's weird. Instead of it letting me pivot, it's just, oh, there we go. Okay, so you hit control and you resume the ability to, so if we just reset the camera again, We go into the cockpit cam. Okay. Now I can see, you get a nice view outside the cockpit of the city, the simulated city lights. It's a lonely there's no cockpit. Co-pilot. There's a cockpit, here's a cockpit. There's no co-pilot. And I mean, you don't have a nav. They should. I don't know why pilots wouldn't have a nav like this. I mean, OpenStreetMap. I'm pretty sure the reason they're using that is because I don't think there's a cost for using their API to set up your own map. Maybe there is. I don't know. Made with natural earth, but it may be cheaper than Google. I'm not sure. So we're heading up this line right here. We're gonna keep it faithful. I mean, we could hug the coast a little closer if we wanted to. We could set these two right here and have this and turn it into that. And I mean, we could set that right now. We can go over to 330. Whoa. See, that's where you do those gradual heading changes, and it'll be a nice smooth turn. When you turn a bunch of degrees, it's gonna bankroll once again. People are getting whiplash. Whatever airline this is, what airline is this? Oh, Southwest. Hey, I don't want to say anything bad about Southwest. Have I flown Southwest? I think it's been a long time. Because Southwest used to have a whole different look, but it was still called Southwest. I think that's when I last flew Southwest. I don't remember there being anything wrong. I think I was a kid. I don't know. Maybe who I was flying with hated it. But Southwest. So you get a pilot like me that makes these jerky moves. Alright, so we're 15,000 feet. Look at that. That's a pretty altimeter. That's what I'm going to call it. I believe that's what it is. So we're following this line pretty good right here. So we're hugging the coast as the coast of Florida edges westward. And then pretty soon we'll be making this final turn. So we're ready. So we passed. I gotta just check something. It just started raining. Like pouring down rain here. It'd be great if you saw. I mean, it has some clouds. I don't know if it's weather, if it's randomly generating the weather, or if it's using real time weather. I don't know. But it was cloudy the other day, and it was cloudy in the game. But again, that may have been randomly generated. Because it's actually not. I don't think it's that cloudy. I think there's like passing storms. So what's our 75 frames per second, 83 frames per second when we're in the cockpit view? 65, 69, 78. It's not bad. So I like the shake and bob of the plane. So how far are we from? So we'll get her up to 18,000. How about that? Oh, that's a good vertical speed. So you can turn off the vertical speed right there. Alright, so we really took a line more like this. So we're really hugging the coast here. So we're at 340, and we'll do a smooth heading change. We're as fast as we can go right now, I believe, because we're pushing full throttle. And you could see the throttle right here, like if I were to slow down our desired airspeed, there you go. You see the throttle. So everything's like functional in this cockpit for the most part. I think this may be not functional. GPS frequency 400, DC volts 28, AC volts 115. This is your captain speaking. Hold on for your lives as we attempt this landing. Look, are those manuals there? It's like telling you. Where's my cup of coffee? I don't have any cup of coffee. Oh man, this flight is doomed. Flotation cushion, pull to remove. Backrest must be in normal flight position when seat is moving outboard. Backrest must be in normal flight position when seat is moving outboard. I don't know. I guess when the plane is moving, those are some specific words. That's why all the shit I'm saying, there's probably specific words that I just do not know. Because if the seat is moving outboard, I mean, watch out. I don't know. Where does the seat move? Is it moving outboard right now? I don't know. Alright, where are we? We are... it's pouring down rain again. We are how far from surpassing all these little airports, but we're staying out of their zone. Are we at 18,000 feet now? I can't see the altimeter. Oh, whoa. We could zoom in, but then this thing looks wonky. Yeah, we're 17,900. I mean, it's moving. Is it just staying at... oh, 980 in between the next one. So it's like right in between. Okay, then it jumps to... so if I make it 18.5, then it jumps. So it's like right on the cusp. Traffic. See, this thing is dead. But these three work. That's why when this thing loads... and this one works too. If I turn this down, right? No, those don't work. None of these are changing, even though the engine's down. These would be changing. This is showing one engine is like kind of on and one is off. And that's definitely not the case. But the throttle works. I think the flaps work. Like if I move if I change the flap, but I'm not going to change the flap right now. It's fine. And the trim, alright. Oh, look at that. It just jumps over there. Yeah, they set it up. Oh, no, they didn't. Now it's not following you. They jumped over there. Whoop. Alright, so if we reset the camera, close, check our nav. I mean, the nav makes it sweet. No nav? Oh, man. We'd be doomed. We'll be just guessing out here. Do we even have a way to know? Like, if we just use the cockpit, like, how would you know where you are? You'd have to be doing the math yourself. How fast you're going based on how far it is. That's where you do your checklist. So if you have like your average speed, like let's say your nav fails, you just need to know your average speed and your heading, and then be able to just have your map, your paper map before that. That's why you want a paper map. I would definitely want a paper map if I was gonna fly somewhere, you know, with everything, just in case all the electronics and all you had was your, you know, hopefully the plane's still running and you need to know where the airport is. Like your radio goes down, because there's a radio, but there's nobody to radio here. There's like clowns. Are there any clowns? Like there's somebody down there. I don't know what they're doing. Who's nearby me? So you could see people. So is this that N12679? N12679. Does it give you the option to talk to people? Enable text chat. Oh, you need to be... cannot read property. I don't know what those mean. Frame rate average 57. Okay. So we're on our way. Oh, we're at the point. Uh-oh. So we need a, so we're doing a steady bank. Let's see what 320, 310 looks like. 310 is still a little wide. So, cause we know 270 is west. It's like due west, and we're going somewhere in between. So let's hit 300. So let's go 270. Oh, we did another hard bank. Everybody strap on in. I mean, you don't need to stand up. Nobody needs to take a piss. This is a short flight. How long? This whole video has been 45 minutes. So the flight bit has been a portion of that. So this is a nice short flight. I mean, let's see how long it takes. I guess we're definitely over halfway. We're almost up to Orlando here. I think we're gonna head 300 once we intersect the line. We can hit 280. Let's start. 280. 290. 290 is looking good. Or that was like 280. 280 looks good. That puts us on a good path. And we want to get down to 7,000. Because we're actually getting close. So by here we want to be at 7,000. Because then we're going to be in range. So we don't want to be at 18,000 here and then we're going to overshoot the runway. So let's start getting us down. If we're not getting close, we're going to need to go a little steeper, but we'll give it a nice steady nice and steady. Oh, let's hit 290. Autopilot is incredible. Okay. So we're passing Melbourne over to the right. So that's Melbourne up there. And then we see down south. We can't see the whole city's like back there. So we've left South Florida. And now we're heading up to Orlando. I think we're going to do an Orlando to Atlanta next. If you want to stay tuned or check out the next video. That's if we don't crash this plane on the way in. If we can nail the landing. So we moved our line a little bit, which is fine. Because that just gives us a little more leniency. So where are we at altitude wise? So we're at 16. So we've dropped like 2,000 something feet here. So we should be able to get down to like 12 or 10 hopefully. And then we'll really have to get her down over here. And I'm going to try to do the landing from the cockpit. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to try to do it with the keyboard. Let's just see. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can keep her steady. It's all about lining her up. Being at the right altitude so you don't need to do a crazy descent. Keeping her lined up. Our wind isn't too bad. 4 knots. I wonder if that's realistic wind. Wind that you'd have at, what are we at? We're almost at 14,000 feet. So they're trying to drop 11,000 feet in this time span. It's been 4 minutes. This is a quick flight. Can we see Orlando yet? No, we don't see the little... And there's like runway indicators in your field of view. That should be a real thing. I hope somebody's working on that. Where like for cars, it can put the futuristic view. I don't think any car has it, but still the heads-up display where you're just projecting the image. So you project the image of runways and other traffic. That would be badass. Projected on all the windows. So if you look over there, it would like light up. Just a little dot on the screen. And then the call sign. The shit that you can see in here. That wouldn't be bad. See, we're seeing another runway. Is that Orlando over there? That may be Orlando over there. But it's clearly marked in the game. So we're shooting a little bit south, which is fine. We may need some of the extra room. So we're at 12,000 feet. If I get rid of the nav, you can probably see it. 11.5. I mean, is there a GPS thing anywhere? Because all these things are just nothing. Mod. $342. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Camera reset. Cockpit. Alright, we're coming. So we're getting close here. I think that is Orlando over there. So we really need to get down. We need to be dropping a little faster to hit our target. I really want to be at 7,000 feet over here. So we're going to drop her pretty considerably here, and pretty soon we're going to be making our, we're going to make a little, we need to get it over to 0 actually pretty quickly. Let's slow her down a bit. See how it got quiet? I needed to line her up. Slow her down, line her up. Alright, where are we at? Okay. I think I can get rid of the nav because I see it right here. So let's reset cockpit cam, and let's get her a little bit to, so we're at 5. Okay. using the air brakes as spoilers a little bit. Whoa. So the camera can be a little wonky, you know, if you're on your mouse, if you click the wrong way. I mean, it's just doing what it's told, but the way that those controls. So I think we're shooting it a little to the left here. All right, 2,500 feet. All right, we just hit 1,000 feet. Uh-oh. All right, we've taken off autopilot. We need to get her down on just a little bit. I think I crashed it. I think I did. I hit it too hard. It wasn't going down. Let's see. Oh, did I not put down? What a fail. I didn't put down the gear. I got all concentrated. I may have been able to. Disaster. So, pilot forgets to put down the gear. Oh, God. Alright, so we'll try again. What a fail. Thanks for watching.